Good afternoon. I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. The two water concessionaires assure that there is enough supply of water this dry season. Maynilad spokesperson Jennifer Rufus still advises, though, that areas affected by service interruptions should store enough water. On the other hand, Manila Water spokesperson Jeric Sevilla clarified that their service interruptions are only because of preventive and regular maintenance and not due to a lack of supply.
May around 1 million connections po itong affected ng ating daily interruption. Ginagawa po natin ito kasi nakikita natin na bagamat mataas pa naman yung antas ng tubig sa Angat Dam, kailangan na natin i-preserve ito.
Yung mga water interruptions na nakaschedule yan, no? Hindi ito dahil may kakulangan ng supply ng tubig. Normally, ginagawa natin ito just to prepare our lines, yung mga facilities natin.
And NAIA is bracing for a surge of passengers come Holy Week. The airport's management is now coordinating with various agencies to ensure enough manpower at the airports. Gerard de la Peña with the report.
With still a week left before Holy Week, passengers have started to flock the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. The Manila International Airport Authority expects the number of passengers at the NAIA to reach at least 1.2 million from April 1 to 10, as daily average volume is now pegged at 120,000, not too far from the pre-pandemic numbers. This is why the MIAA is already in talks with the Bureaus of Immigration and Customs, Office for Transport Security, and other airport stakeholders to beef up manpower in terminals.
This is the first summer since pandemic kicked in that passengers will be fully go through the different borders, both international and domestic. We've actually been discussing with the airlines and the ground handlers to make sure that they have sufficient manpower and equipment. We're talking to them so that it can become more reliable and we can avoid any severe delays or any cancellations of flights that will impact passenger experience.
The BI has already committed to add at least 60 immigration officers at the NAIA starting this weekend to speed up the processing of international passengers. As early as now, passengers are enduring long lines at immigration counters. Many of them arrived as early as 5 hours before their flight to make sure that they will not be offloaded.
Ina-anticipate kasi namin na medyo mahaba yung pila daw ngayon. Kaya nga 4 hours before kami dumating.
Mas maganda na pong maaga. Kasi hassle po pag maraming pila. Medyo mahaba ang pila, tsaka po sa check-in, minsan po mahaba ang pila sa check-in, kaya inunak maaga.
The MIAA is also looking to implement long-term measures now that airport operations are almost back to how they were before the pandemic hit. All international flights of Philippine Airlines will be moved to Terminal 1 from Terminal 2 starting this July. In effect, NAIA Terminal 2 will be exclusive to domestic flights of PAL, AirAsia Philippines, and Royal Air. Only Terminals 1 and 3 will serve international flights. The MIAA hopes to solve the issue of long lines through terminal reassignments.
Kita nyo kanina sa Terminal 1, mahaba yung pila, pero dito wala. Kaya maglilipat tayo ng ibang flights para mabalanse natin yung mga passengers.
The MIAA will also reconfigure the final security check at the Terminal 3. This will be placed right before immigration screening to leave ample space for more immigration counters to serve more passengers, especially during peak hours. A special lane for immigration and security checks will also be set up for OFWs, PWDs, diplomats, and government officials to lessen passengers in the regular lane. Meanwhile, at the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange, transport officials inspected the PTEX due to the anticipated surge in passengers next week. Transportation Secretary Jaime Bautista said that they will coordinate with the LTFRB to add more buses that will be deployed during the Holy Week. 1.2 million passengers are expected to flock the PTEX. For News 5, Gerard de la Peña, we are One News.
We're pausing for a quick break, but One News Now will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Solicitor General Menardo Guevara has given his 2 cents on Congressman Arnie Teves's refusal to return to the Philippines. Guevara told the chiefs that Justice Secretary Boying Remulla could have been making comments on Teves's case because the lawmaker refuses to come home until now. The DOJ chief earlier called Teves a fugitive for being suspected of committing a crime. However, a warrant of arrest has yet to be issued against the congressman.
Technically, we call someone a fugitive. For example, halimbawa na-indict na siya, na-charge na siya in court, and then he disappeared, or then he jumped bail, or nasentensyahan na siya, and then tumakas siya. I guess what Secretary Remulla meant was really a fugitive in the general sense, no? Na parang umiiwas ka sa mga proseso natin, kaya parang ano ka na, para ka ng fugitive in a certain sense.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. The United States has sent an anchor handling vessel to support the ongoing oil spill management operations in Oriental Mindoro. Pacific Valkyrie arrived this morning in Subic Bay, Zambales. The vessel will carry a submersible remotely operated vehicle or ROV, which will conduct a video and sonar survey of the sunken oil tanker. President Bongbong Marcos is calling on lawmakers to address malnutrition by way of legislation. This is after the Health Department reported that almost 1 million Filipino children are malnourished. Aside from this, Marcos says his government is already studying how to incentivize local governments to support nutrition-related programs. Senator Francis Tolentino is willing to lawyer for Senator Bato de la Rosa. De la Rosa had asked his colleague to be his legal counsel in case the International Criminal Court issues an arrest warrant against him. Senator Bato was the PNP chief at the height of the war on drugs of former President Rodrigo Duterte. One News Now will be back with the latest stories at 6:30 p.m. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.